Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this your daily go-getterism number 615 for June 9th, 2016. First of all, I want to say rest in peace to my little nephew that we buried today, Chris Brown. I'm gonna miss you, young boy. See you when we get there, and we all gotta get there. You know what I mean? Tonight, I want to talk to y'all about getting what you want, and do you really get what you want? Sometimes we think that other people get what they want because they get what we want. I'll explain that to you in a minute. But first, I want to ask the question: are you used to getting the things that you want, or do you settle for whatever you can get at the time and put off what you want until a later time when it never happens? Y'all have to excuse the noise in the studio tonight. A little bit of construction going on outside. It sounds like somebody sawing some wood. But yeah, do you insist on getting what you want up front, or do sometimes you put it off in the back burner and take what you can get for right now because a bird in the hand beats two in the bush, and then you plan to get what you really want for later on, but sometimes you get sidetracked and never get what you want? That's a question that you really need to address in your own life. I think it's something that we all have to look at, when we really think about the things that we want versus the things that we need. And we're not going to talk about need versus want right now. We're really just going to talk about wants. Because sometimes it looks like people want things that we want. Most people, if you ask them what they want to be able to pay all their bills. They want to be able to have enough money to be financially free, maybe travel the world, be able to, money normally plays a big part in what people want. Now people who have money, or people who are, in my opinion, more evolved, will tell you that they really want love in their lives, because maybe they find it easy to make money, and maybe they've seen that money doesn't really make them happy in the overall scheme of things. And I can relate to that, really. I like money for the things that money can buy, but I realize that other than the things and people and whatever it can purchase, it doesn't bring true happiness. There are many things that money can't buy, even though people say that you can buy it. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by when people think that other people get what they want because it's the things that we want. Take the 2000, after Barack Obama was elected in 2008, he came under a lot of fire by Donald Trump. Donald Trump was saying that Barack Obama shouldn't be able to be president of the United States because he wasn't born in the United States. And he was the one who kept pushing the whole birther thing. He was the one who kept pushing the envelope about the birth certificate thing. So when Barack Obama produced the birth certificate and proved that he was born in the United States, he was born in a state of the United States, Donald Trump looks sort of stupid. Now you would have to ask yourself, why would somebody like Donald Trump, who is as rich as he is and is as influential and powerful as he is, why would he be worried about whether the president of the United States was born in the United States and should qualify to be president? Now, it was more than just the whole prejudice, racist thing going on. He wanted what he wanted. Now, most people look at somebody like Donald Trump like, yo, you should be happy every day. You have all this money, you have all this power, you have all this influence, you can do whatever you want. But that's from the standpoint of a person that struggles to pay his or her bills. See, when we see other people getting the things that we want, cars, jewelry, boats, planes, being able to move and shake, hire and fire, when we're powerless to be able to wield those things, we look at people who have those things as getting everything that they could possibly want, because those are the things that we want. What Donald Trump really wanted was enough power to be able to unseat a sitting president. That's what he wanted, from my observation. He didn't care about all the money that he had. he was willing to put up a big chunk of it if he could get done what he wanted to see done. And now he's running for president of the United States. I'm not really sure if that's what he wants to do. I don't know if he wants to be president of the United States, because if he did, I don't see how he would act so non-presidential leading up to the election, alienating so many people, alienating the press, alienating racial groups of people. How do you expect to win when you have effectively prevented people from being able to vote for you with a clear conscience? Sure, he has supporters on the Republican side, but as we know, when the popular vote comes down, that ain't going to be able to cut it. So we'll see how it plays out. Now, like I said, what really matters is what you want in your life. And what are we doing in order to seal our fate in getting the things that we desire? Well, you know how I always say that everything starts at one. So we got to make a start at something. And it's always good to be involved in something rather than to be waiting on something else. Sometimes we get caught up in our ambition and our need for precision or attention to detail. So we wind up never getting off the ground and starting whatever it is that we wanted to accomplish, because this wasn't right, that wasn't right, this wasn't in place. It's like waiting till you have enough money to run a business to start a business. Sure, you need startup capital, but the goal is to make money. So you shouldn't already be rich starting out if you're a small businessman. But it's important to get started. Anything in life out there, it's important to get started. And when it comes to what people want, you have to pay attention to what other people want if you expect to have good relationships and maintain really good relationships with people. So, like the example that I gave on the radio show this morning was this. Suppose you fellas out there, if your woman asks you to take her to the Cheesecake Factory, and you say, all right, baby, yeah, I'm going to take you to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory. We going to the Cheesecake Factory. And, you know, you go pick up your girl and you take her to Red Lobster. But she says she wanted to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Now, sure, you took her to a restaurant, but you took her to a restaurant of your choice, not of her choice, and you blew it off like, oh, it ain't no big thing. At least we went out and we had a good time. But the point is, you still owe her that trip to the Cheesecake Factory. And if you don't make good on that, then they're more than likely there are going to be problems, because you totally disregarded what she wanted and you did what you wanted. That's a problem. We shouldn't do that. You know, if you don't have the power to give somebody what they want, then point them in the direction of somebody else that can give them what they want. Now, I'm not talking about, you know, if somebody wants you to be their man and you can't be their man, you should direct them towards somebody else who can be their man. I'm not talking about that. Although that scenario has its own place too. But what I'm talking about is, let's say if your woman needs her car fixed and you don't know the first thing about fixing cars, don't try to fix the car yourself. Direct her to a reputable mechanic that's going to do the job for her and get her car back on the road, and everything will be all right. But don't just blow it off or wait for it to fix itself, because while you're waiting for something to fix itself, then you're breaking something that you have going on right there in the process. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, it ain't that hard to get what you want as long as you're able or willing to make a start. And when it comes to somebody else asking for what they want, if you can't give them what they want, first of all, take what they want into consideration. Weigh all the options, the pros and cons of the situation. And if you can't deliver what they ask you for, then you point them in the direction of somebody that can, or you set it up for them so they can get what they want. But it's important for people to get what they want, as long as it's within reason. You know, if somebody's asking you for things that are totally outlandish, then that goes beyond compromise. But communication is the key, and always keep the lines of communication open. The Mind, Right, and Body Better Fitness program is this Saturday. This Saturday, the 11th of June. Make sure y'all come through. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Mind, Right, and Body Better Fitness program. 400 East Ontario Street at the McVeigh Recreation Center. 400 East Ontario Street, right there on the corner of D Street and Ontario Street. Hope to see y'all there. Let's get our workout on. Let's do this thing. Do that damn thing. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.